if you like us at Ticker, you love hearing stories of Aussie startups, the Australian-made DevReady podcast interviews local startups every week to help entrepreneurs avoid costly mistakes when bringing their ideas for apps and software to life. Here to tell us more is the co-founder of Arian Technologies and co-host of the DevReady podcast, Anthony Sapountzis. Hey, Anthony.
Hi, how are you going? Thanks for
Very well. Now, what is it about Aussie startups that gets your adrenaline pumping? What do you love about startups?
Well, really, we just like to see any startup succeed. So with the local ones, just because there's the local, we're Australian, we're a little startup as well. We've been in business for about 12 years, so we like seeing any other startups in our area or within Australia really succeed. It makes us happy, and it's what drives us in our day-to-day.
Is there kind of like yearning to try and come up with some kinds of entrepreneurial idea that's completely out of the box? Or do you think for a lot of people trying to get into that space that, you know, they just need to keep it simple, stupid?
Most people try and have that one idea that's going to take off and become like the next Facebook overnight. But it is really about keeping it simple and just having an idea that's going to work in your space that you have like some domain knowledge in and being able to actually develop that out.
So you say you like sort of sharing, I guess, the mistakes that people are making in an effort to try and help other startups. What are some of those common mistakes that are made by startups?
Yeah, so the startups that are working on those technology products are normally trying to jump into development way too quickly and get something started straight away, like the next day on their software development project. But it's really, they've got to take the time to work out their business plan, their models, and work out what their idea is and who their target customers are. Because unless they focus on their customers, they're not serving them correctly, and they're not developing the right product with the right outcome. So, and one of the other main ones is don't go for the cheapest developer. We've just seen too many bad stories come out of that scenario.
And then looking at some of the best, and then looking at some of the tips as well for people, you know, like what's some of the parameters that you think that people should stay in?
Yeah, so parameters when you're doing a startup is stay within sort of your knowledge base and your niche, so where you've got the knowledge to actually develop an idea or your product or a business, because that's where you've got years of experience to help you through that. Don't jump into development again. It's take your time and build it out. Create a plan and a business model around your idea. Know who your customers are. Be able to sell to those customers before you have anything developed is always a great thing, because if you can't sell the idea, you're not going to be able to sell the product without any customers in the long term either.
So true.
You can't just have the build it and they'll come mentality. It never works. You have to have the product that serves the customers in the right way for them to be able to use and see value in your product. Otherwise, your business won't succeed. Another key tip is to get a techie-based co-founder or an advisor on board. And in saying that, you need to find the right one, because technology is complicated and programming and developing an app is very detail-oriented and you have to be very tech-savvy to understand it. So you can get in quite over your head unless you have the right support to go through that process from the start.
So Anthony, if people want to hear more stories of Aussie startups, where can they find your podcast, DevReady?
Yes, our DevReady podcast is on Spotify, iTunes. We publish to YouTube as well, and our website, DevReady Academy.
Oh, it sounds good. We need to listen to some more stories of Aussie startups. I think definitely people are starting to think outside the box given the environment and the landscape that we find ourselves in. So certainly that sounds like a great listen. Thanks for your time and sharing your story with us this morning, Anthony. Appreciate it.
Thank you.